when we dance tonight.
So I'm going to do a couple things in this video. First, I wanted to show you my new foundation, and I've been using this for about a month now, and it's actually my kit foundation that I use when I do makeup, when I freelance. And actually, this is the first liquid foundation that I personally like, so I wanted to definitely share it with you guys. And since I started talking about it, started blogging about it, I've been getting a lot of requests on how I actually apply it. I guess you guys are having problems with it because it's really watery and you don't know if you should apply with a sponge or a brush or your fingers. Obviously this is personal preference, but I'm going to show you guys how I do it. And while I'm showing you how I put my foundation on, you guys always see how I do my eyeshadow, but you never see how I do the rest of my face, so I thought I would just quickly show you guys how I did the rest of my face. The foundation that I'm now using is the MAC Face and Body Foundation, and I'm using C4. So this foundation is only available at the MAC stores, not the counters, so you would have to find a MAC store or a MAC Pro and pick these up. What I love about this foundation for my kit foundation is that it is very versatile. I worked on about 6 to 8 girls a couple of weeks ago, and I only used, kid you not, 3 foundations that I mixed and found the perfect shade for each and every one of those girls. So it may seem expensive. I forget how much this is. It's like $32, something like that. But look how much is in it, and you can mix colors, so you can get a ton of different shades for this. And this is strictly talking to the makeup artists out there. For personal use, of course, this will last you forever. I personally think that it's too sheer, it's too thin, it's almost watery, too thin for a sponge, because the sponge will just soak it up. I mean, you can always wet the sponge, and I'm not a huge fan of the sponge to begin with, so I don't use the sponge personally or professionally unless I'm doing a ton of girls and I don't have time to clean brushes. Brush, I have used this with a brush, but honestly, I prefer using it with my fingers. I like using this foundation with my fingers, and I'll explain to you why. It is, again, really watery, but when it is warmed up, and I think when it just simply hits the air, it kind of gets thicker, so it provides a heavier coverage. So this is a sheer to medium coverage, but honestly, it's very buildable, and I find that it works on my clients even if they don't have perfect skin. So very versatile foundation, and I highly recommend it. And let me show you how I apply it. First off, you want to mix the foundation. It does settle. Instead of shaking it like this, I like to kind of roll it between my hands because the cap doesn't seal the top, if that makes any sense. So not like it's going to come out while you're shaking it, but when you open it, it gets messy, so I'd rather kind of roll it. You know, it's kind of silly, but this is what I do. See how it's like messy already? And that's just from, you know, being in my makeup bag and whatnot. So it's really easy to get exactly how much you want. And I'm just going to get a little bit right now. So I just put it on top of my hand. I think out of habit from working, I put all my makeup here first. But this allows it to kind of get thicker too. So what I actually do is I kind of start on any areas that need a little extra concealing. I have some redness around my nose, and I'm kind of lazy. I don't really conceal myself very often. So I kind of just dab with my fingers, and you'll see it kind of getting thicker. Well, you won't see it, but you'll see it when you use it, that it starts to get thicker. So this is pretty much how I apply it. I don't just wipe it on my face because it's so sheer and thin that it ends up not giving me the coverage that I want. I mean, I like sheer foundation, but not that sheer. This foundation photographs amazingly well. I mean, it's so pretty in photographs. That's another reason why I use it in my kit. So those of you who complain that it's really watery, try this technique and try dabbing it. It thickens up really nicely. So I didn't tell you guys, I started using this foundation because I kind of had an inkling that my Mineralized Skin Finish Natural was breaking me out. I've been using that for a while, and I don't know if I was in denial about it. It has bismuth in it. So if you guys don't know what bismuth oxychloride is, it's an ingredient that's in a lot of mineral foundations that some women are kind of sensitive to. I don't want to say allergic, but they're sensitive to it, and it causes breakouts. It's not really good for breakout-prone skin or oily skin, and I don't have either, but maybe I'm just sensitive to bismuth, or maybe it's just in my head. I don't know, but I stopped using it, and I think my skin looks better now. So at this point, because it's a dewy finish foundation, I kind of either sit around and let it kind of set, or I will put like a setting powder over it before I put my contour or my blush on, because if you just put powder over something that's sticky, you'll get streaks and uneven powder. So I'm going to go powder now. So now I'm going to contour, and I never go a day without contouring. So I am still using the Sculpt and Shape in Accentuate and Sculpt, and you can still purchase this at Mac Pro separately. I don't really use the highlight powder as much as the contour anyway. So I contour no matter what blush I'm using, no matter what bronzer I'm using, I contour. It's such a huge difference on me. I have one of those faces, I don't know, I feel like I have chubby cheeks. I just feel weird when I don't contour. If you have not seen my contouring tutorial, check it out. I will put a link up. Obviously, I haven't done my brows yet, so I don't do my brows until I finished my whole face, pretty much, at least my foundation. Today, I'm going to go for a bronzer. I honestly don't do bronzer a lot. I know a lot of you guys do bronzer a lot, but I don't know, I'm more of a blush person. So this is Sunny by Nature, and super pretty bronzer. And I'm using an angled blush brush, and this is, I believe, Sephora Pro. Yeah, Sephora Pro. Kind of just warms up my skin a little bit. And when I use a bronzer, I always use Pink Leopard bronzer by Too Faced to highlight. I love this bronzer. It's so pretty. It's a little light for me as bronzer, so that's why I use it as a highlight. I'm going to attempt to do my brows on camera. I don't really like to do them on camera. Anastasia Brow Fix. Brow wax. I cannot live without brow wax. I used to use MAC Brow Finisher, but I think I told you guys I was in Chicago and I ran out on vacation. I was freaking out, so I went to Ulta and just picked this one up. And I actually really, really like it. So I do wax first. I know some people do wax last. I prefer to do it first. I feel like it gives the brow powder something to stick to. And my trusty Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Kit in Ash Brown. And this is the only brow powder I use. So I'm actually going to finish this look with Nymphet lip gloss. And it's kind of funny. I never wear this lip gloss. Ever. Like, ever. Those of you guys who don't know why I chose Nymphet as my name, it was my first real makeup purchase. I literally was a tomboy my whole life. Not my whole life, but growing up. Not only did I not wear makeup, but I was anti-makeup. My friends that grew up with me know I would see them holding a compact and I would snatch it and throw it in the garbage. I mean, I was really anti-makeup. And I started wearing makeup when I was 21, believe it or not. So, and this was my first purchase. I mean, not this actual one, but Nymphet. So, I'll be kind of nasty. So that's why I created the moniker Nymphet, and I don't know why I'm telling you guys this, but I am done. So hope you guys enjoy this look, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.